What's up, everybody? Welcome to Krystal Tini TV. Today, you have just me. I haven't done an episode by myself in a while, and there's so many things going on in the world, obviously, that are continuing to divide people. And it's like, what a way to kick off the summer than to talk about, trying to center myself here, or have the overturn of the Roe v. Wade thing just in time for a chaotic summer for people. Just when things were starting to die down, this happens. And it was a 666 portal on June 24th. June is 6, 2 plus 4 is 6. 2022, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So it was really difficult for me to understand numerology, numbers. And even if there was meaning behind them, obviously there's meaning behind numbers, but it's like, to what extent is this really meaningful? And then when you start to literally put the puzzle pieces together, everything is based on numbers and also based on astrology, which made me start digging into astrotheology. Astrotheology, which is that the Bible is based on astrology, and it's a very difficult concept for people to wrap their minds around, because we've literally been trapped in a system of religion for thousands of years. So to try and walk backwards from there, just to think about the possibility that even what our religion is constructed of is lies and falsehoods, is just too much for many people to really want to look at. And I don't want to leave any stone unturned as long as I'm on this realm of existence, let's say, because diving into the shape of the earth too, and it's just like there's so many lies and secrets that have been kept from us for Lord knows how long, realistically. Just like I talk about Avatar, I posted a bunch of different things on Avatar, and that was once what our world was like. That Avatar was a documentary, and I'm looking more into what we have believed for God knows how many years, our mountains, the possibility of them actually being the largest trees you've ever seen, just like in the movie Avatar, these trees that go all the way up into the sky. Things about giants. There are hieroglyphics all over the world with pictures of giants with small people, like human-sized people. So now I'm just getting paranoid with this bug. I felt it was necessary for me to do this by myself today, to talk about just all of the possibilities of life and just give people something to think about. As we're seeing now how much of things are turning out to be lies in this world, I think it's very necessary for us to really look past what we've been indoctrinated to think and believe and feel. And when you challenge people with the possibility of their entire world crumbling down, it's not a good feeling, and people push back right away on that, especially when you go to talk about religion. And if you want to look into the astrotheology, simply look up astrotheology, or Jordan Maxwell has talked extensively about that for years. And some people say that he's a shill. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. So whatever way you would like to look that up, it's definitely a topic worth searching, worth researching, because if our whole religion was a lie and just meant to control us, then what is it that we are? Where did we come from? What is this whole realm that we live in? Does anybody want to know? Like, I want to know this stuff. I want to know the answers. I need to know it all. And I can't continue to go through my life with blinders on and just say, oh, things are getting back to normal. That's never happening. And, a lot of people that I know, a lot of people that I care about are starting to get really, really sick because of the mRNA technology. All this is unfolding right before our very eyes. So I think it's really important that we have these conversations, that we look into the reason why our DNA is under attack. And obviously it's because it is from God. You know, our DNA, what we are, our consciousness, all of these things are under attack. And you have to ask the question, why do they want to attack our mind so much? Why has religion been forced down our throats? Why have we been indoctrinated and programmed is the best word to believe that the power is outside of ourselves, that God is something that we have to pray to. God is a place where we have to go, which is church, to worship. And my friend Johnny, who is going to be speaking, I keep looking to see if that bug is out, that's going to be speaking at my retreat. Every time I talk to him, it's a new lesson of life and what we are. And we were talking about, well, for one, we do talk about the Jesus thing a whole lot. But he goes down the path of saying that Jesus was created based on two people, Krishna and Jesus something. It's going out of my head now because I'm so focused on this bug. So there's just a lot of uncovering for us to do, along with what the realm of consciousness is, which is, there's tons of these maps that are in existence that are literally all on a flat plane, and there's Earth, then there's Mars, and there's all of these different planets, right? But they're all on a flat plane, and most are surrounded by an ice wall. So it's just information that, why wouldn't we look into it before being dismissed as just some conspiracy? Like everything is not a conspiracy, or maybe everything is a conspiracy, and that's where the line of the lie is. What is really real and what isn't? But because our history has been erased, because they continue to burn down historical buildings, statues, and things, and they're having all these extremist groups do their dirty work to make them believe that they are doing good for humanity by destroying history. But 100 years from now, 200 years from now, if this earth is still even in existence, you won't have that part of history for people to know whether it's being repeated or not. When you no longer have a hard book, when you no longer have a hard book to read, and all you have is manipulated data and stats, maybe they're not even factual, on an internet plane, we'll never know. We'll never know whether history is being repeated or not. And that is why it is so detrimental to us that we do not destroy our history. And this book that I'm holding up, it's called Word Magic. So let's just say, what is word magic? I mean, obviously this is very important, and every part of our lives is so meaningful, and we don't understand it. We don't understand it. We just think that we live, we work, we make money, we have a family, and we die. We have lost all concept of what it means to be in human form. So word magic is the art of using sacred sounds and symbols and hidden forces to direct and control energy to produce certain desired effects or marvels. All words have magic properties. However, certain words have more magic properties for the reason that they carry more energy and intention. This is why during magic rituals, certain words are used more than others. Because word magic uses sacred sounds and symbols and hidden forces to direct and control energy, it is one of the most effective tools for achieving desires, programming the mind, or changing reality. This is words that we speak every single day. Magic power, let's see. It's magic power to reprogram the mind, causing reality to change, is one of the reasons that it is heavily used by corporations, such as religious institutions, banks, courts, and governments. Let's read that sentence again. It's magic power to reprogram the mind, causing reality to change, is one of the reasons that it is heavily used by corporations, such as religious institutions, banks, courts, and governments. Some of the word magic techniques that are used by corporations are shockingly revealed in this enlightening book. It's called Word Magic by Pao Chang. The powers and occult definitions of words. Okay. So this book is a powerhouse, and there's so much hidden information in here. Word magic and the forbidden secrets of religion. So there's all kind of really, really good stuff in here. And I think it's just time that we just continue to pull the veil back on everything that we have experienced or been exposed to in life that is possibly and probably a lie or inverted. That's what I wanted to tell you about Johnny. So we were talking, and we always get into the religious thing, and he said, seeing Jesus on the cross, that is a ritual, that is a sacrificial ritual, that is human sacrifice. So what is the biggest secret, quote unquote, in our world? Human sacrifice. And every time we go to worship in church, that is human sacrifice that is constantly being put forth into our consciousness. You know, that you have to be forgiven for your sins and have mercy on me. Everything makes us less than, instead of how powerful we truly are. If we understood that power, we wouldn't have to go and build off of religion to make us feel powerful or connected to something. Spirituality and religion could be very similar, or they can be very different. But a lot of people just don't understand where you're coming from when you start to question the religion piece. And I always say, if history was rewritten, why would you think religion is not a part of that? Religion is a huge part of our history. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about random things that come up in my head that I love to explore, and that I love exploring with so many of you, because you guys are on the same page. And why would you not question the things that are happening every single day when they just don't make sense? I know it's scary for many, many people to really face what truth looks like. But if we don't, we're never going to find who and what we truly are and get the most out of life. How could we live our life to the extent that we're meant to if we don't even know what we're doing here or what our purpose is? As you can see, the matrix has been created, that you're born into a system, you get a birth certificate, which that's a whole other rabbit hole. You go to school, you're indoctrinated. You go to high school, you're indoctrinated further. Then you go to college potentially for further indoctrination. They are literally building soldiers. They don't want to build people to become billionaires. They don't want to build a society full of scholars. It's a very small number. The rest of people are considered worker bees. Slaves, essentially. So when we look at life in that manner, and that we're not living it to the fullest that we can, and the fullest doesn't mean money, it doesn't mean monetarily. It means expanding the mind, understanding how the mind works, understanding consciousness, understanding that you can literally create your realities through your mind, which is what comes into play with word magic when they say that corporations, banks, governments, religions use words as spells. Social distancing, 6 feet, COVID deaths, COVID deaths. Get your vaccine, this is all a part of word magic to keep people cast under a spell. Well, they call it spelling. And the sooner that we understand that we understand the power of words and the power of our thoughts and the subconscious mind, this mess goes away. But when I talk about these things, there's a lot of us that understand it. There's a lot of people that pay no mind to it. The least amount of engagement is when I talk about subconscious mind. And it's definitely a topic that people are not ready for because they just shake it off like, yeah, sure, I can just think and it'll come into my existence. We've been so programmed to believe the way that the world works a certain way when it's actually the complete opposite. Why do you think in school, you repeat things over and over again until you remember them? Why do you think like our history is so deeply ingrained in us? They want to teach us history, keep the war program alive. Whatever programs they want to inject into our computer system, they do so in school. So they train us to be good little soldiers that are obedient, that don't think outside of the indoctrination system box. What about the kids that always ask questions all the time? Or that step out of line? You get into trouble. Because they want us to be obedient little sheeps or slaves. Once we understand how the system works, we can finally get out of it. I know a lot of people that, and these are factual information, and this is a belief of mine. This one is a belief, it is not a fact. Regarding government is, people want to run for government, they want to get into government. Anyone that can truly, truly, truly make a difference is either never going to get elected into office, or there's not enough people like these really powerful people to get in, and nothing will change. The system is so corrupt. I always say one person can make a difference. But when we're talking about going up against a mafia of people, the chances become a lot more slim. So what do? We rebuild outside of government. That is my belief. That is not fact. We rebuild a system, our own system, from the ground up. How we could live amongst one another harmoniously, how we can build soldiers of humanity instead of soldiers of the matrix. You teach real life skills. You teach things that will help further humanity, propel humanity. How do we garden? How do we grow our own foods? Teach us how to be self-sufficient. Teach us how to live amongst nature again. Because the more and more this all continues, this matrix system, the worse it's going to get. And I continue to talk about fifth generation technology. And again, many people get it, and many people don't. They could care less. We're literally living in one gigantic microwave right now. And if or when those frequencies get turned up to the possibility that they have, these are mind control devices. These are surveillance devices. Everything that is being implemented right now is about control. It's not to give us faster internet. It's not to make our world better. There are so many insects, animals, people dying because of these frequencies. They've never been safety tested in this country. And most people don't even seem to care. So when I bring awareness about it, there's always people that will push back, say it's not dangerous, it's not harmful. There's been plenty of meetings in Congress and Senate about these technologies and how dangerous that they really are. But you don't hear about that, because this is one of the biggest puzzle pieces that is going to change humanity forever. It's too important. You'll hear it on news clippings here and there. But what this actually is diabolical. It is. And so I talk about it when I can. I want to bring forth new ideas to people, just so that you drop a little drop of water into the ocean. And people are like, oh, hey, I saw that. Or let me look into this. How can I further make change? So when you can, look into this word magic. I saw a post the other day that someone sent me about numbers and the power of numbers, which I spoke about in the beginning of this. And one of the numbers was, I believe it was 520-7418. And when I started to research further into that, there's more numbers, which is 520-741-8898 in that sequence. And that number has to do with the abundance of the world. And there is a 10-minute meditation that you can do, visualizing this number in a silver sphere. And it just made me look even further into it. And so I'm not going to chat on it yet, but just the fact that numbers are everything in this world. Everything is sequencing. Everything is sequencing. We can tap into different energy fields, different illnesses through numbers, and then you can cure them through numbers. The secrets of the universe are never ending. And I want to uncover as many as I possibly can. So when people say that you're a conspiracy theorist and everything else, you gotta let them go. And we're gonna lose a lot of people in a lot of different ways, whether it's because of your opinion or because of the choices that they've made. But we have to learn to let go and just continue to expand our consciousness as much as we can. Stay in as much of a high vibrational thing. People always ask me, well, how do you do that? How do you do that? It is hard work, but it is not impossible. There's plenty of videos all over the place on YouTube, anywhere that are free. Reprogram the subconscious mind. You can literally, while you're sleeping at night, put on an audio of reprogramming the subconscious mind. If you listen to that every single night for 30 days, you're going to start to see your mind is going to transform. The negative thoughts are going to lessen, even if it's little by little. And another tip that I've learned for myself is whenever a negative thought comes into your mind, immediately replace it. Say you go to the store and you want to buy something. You're like, oh, I can't afford that. Replace that immediately. I'm abundant in everything I do. Money flows to me every single day like water. So you immediately went from a negative I can't, which you're affirming I don't have. So the universe gives you more of I don't have. But once you get into the mindset, I'm still looking for this book. Once you get into the mindset of an abundance mindset, you can catch yourself a lot faster. If you love this car, oh, you can never have that car. I love driving beautiful, luxurious cars, whatever it is, or if it's a person that you love or you're in love with. Oh, he would never be with me. That's that lack mentality, the lack mindset that we're programmed. Again, we're programmed since childhood to have the lack mentality. Everything can be changed through habit, through repetition. In the same way they program us with their word magic is the same way we can reprogram our minds with our own word magic for the betterment of humanity. Because the more you have that abundance mindset, the more abundance that's going to come into your life. And then you're going to share that with other people, and other people are going to share that with other people. Energy is infectious and contagious. So what are you putting out into the world every single day? But it's hard. There's literally free audios all over the place that you can do while you're asleep. You don't even have to do it while you're awake. But eventually it'll start to happen. So in the midst of all the chaos, I know a lot of you are aware that I started my own nonprofit organization called Nourish My Soul. We're having a retreat in Tulum, and I'd love to see you guys there. January 23rd. No, sorry, that's totally the wrong date. January 26th to the 30th. And there's going to be a lot of consciousness expanding. So all the things that I just talked about, all those topics will be covered at this retreat at a beautiful, beautiful place. And it's just time for us to really take action. And it all starts with our mind. So if you want more information on the nonprofit, it is to help people that are less fortunate and that are trying to heal themselves holistically. We also have scholarship programs. We would love to be able to start to scholarship people to be able to go to this retreat that also cannot afford it. Part of our proceeds are obviously going to go to the foundation so that we can help people. If you want to donate, you guys always ask, how can I help? How can I help? Please donate any amount. We want to have this consciousness community to just be able to help people. And we're doing it. Using words can help so much, but we have to take action. So our words will turn into action. So my words, my manifestations are turning into action. How can I further help people? So thank you guys for listening, and I will see you guys on Instagram Live soon. Hopefully I'll see some of you in person January 26th to 30th in Tulum, Mexico. You can go to www.nourishmysoulretreats.org and you'll find a bunch of information there. And we have a social media built into our website so that we can stay in touch with everybody that joins the site. And I'll chat with you soon. Thank you for joining Krystal Tini TV. Love you guys. So that's it. That's my episode. I'm done. So when I tell you the bug was this big, I'm really not kidding. I just sprayed it to death. I don't even know where it is. It went into a hole somewhere and now it's going to be dead. And I'm sorry, but oh no. Okay. Oh no. That's not good. Fuck. Hold on, guys. I got to take care of something really quickly. Sorry for the interruption. As I'm talking about Avatar and nature, I just don't want bugs in here. I mean, I don't want to live with. That bug was like literally this big, and it's giving me chills. Okay, so